Welcome to another episode with your chapter crush, sweetheart. This is Everblue Presents When You're Enough, a chapter crush, sweetheart series. Bronwyn, Chapter 19. The most confused you will ever get is when you try to convince your heart and spirit of something your mind knows is a lie. Shannon L. Alder. How could you do this to me, Sam? I whisper furiously. You know it's a marriage of convenience. Yes, we'll play with the makeup in a second, kiddo. Just let me finish talking to your new mama. Thank you, Dory. Hello? I close my eyes, gently banging a fist against my forehead. Why in the name of burnt toast are you doing this to me? Sam's 30 laugh comes over the phone. Think of it as doing it for you. I mean, if you had seen that kiss from where I saw it, you'd be thanking me. Well, I didn't see the kiss from where you saw it. I was there, and you're exaggerating. It wasn't as hot as you're making it out to be. You're right. It was hotter. I blow out a breath as my face reddens at the memory. Good grief, where is the vent? Liar, liar, pants on fire, Sam crows. Whatever. It was just what you do for a wedding. It's no big deal. I'm still not sure how you convinced Ben to spring for this, I sputter, awkwardly changing the subject. It actually took very little convincing because it was all his idea. I didn't have the heart to tell him the truth. So stop keeping me away from girls' night with my new niece, get off the phone, and go enjoy your wedding gift, and hopefully your wedding night. I look around the lavish marble and gold bathroom in the hotel suite overlooking the lights of Central Park. Seriously, who needs a window in their hotel bathroom? I just keep imagining drones live streaming my butt across multiple channels. It's enough to make me tighten my bathrobe around the satin slip nightgown I was gifted. I shake my head as I sink onto the side of the deep bathtub. At least run down a pair of pajamas for me. Sam laughs in my face. I've been through your closets, babe. With the exception of your work clothes and your closet full of fancy stuff, you have more holes in your clothes than a wheel of Swiss cheese. Are you seriously saying you'd rather wear those than the luxurious and, might I add, quite costly gift I sent for you? I look over at the leather valise sitting on the counter, seriously contemplating sleeping in the jeans and sweater that I packed to wear tomorrow. You'd better not sleep in those jeans, Sam's voice intones. Get out of my head, I grumble. She's still laughing as I hang up the phone. Standing up, I brace my hands against the cold white stone countertop as I stare at myself in the mirror. Okay, it's no big deal. At least you have this big fluffy bathrobe and a pillow for it. So what if you somehow forgot your bonnet? So what if you feel practically naked? No one's looking at you anyway, and you're not looking at him. So, yeah, we're good. I finish pulling the straight pins from my hair and try to gather my curls over my shoulder, but of course they're bouncing and behaving instead of going flat. I groan. At least we're makeup free. That should help. Who it's supposed to help? I have no idea, but as I tighten my hotel bathrobe one last time and grab my satchel, I'm hopeful. I open the bathroom door and promptly shut it. Nope, because no one told me that a wholly grown man was going to be occupying my bed tonight in nothing but a pair of silk pajama pants. I laugh a bit maniacally to myself. No. Exhaling, I look up at the ceiling. What in the actual snap, crackle, and pop is going on here? Why me, Lord? Okay, I take a deep breath. We're going to be adult about this. We're going to keep our eyes to ourselves as we get in the bed. We're going to turn off the light. No, we are going to leave our light on for the whole night because we are worried about possible bugs. We need to be able to see when we wake up in the middle of the night. The boogeyman? Insert any reason at all, say your prayers, and go to sleep at 6:30 at night. Right. Knock, knock, knock. What are you, the police? I grumble. Yes? I fling open the door to an eye full of skin and muscle that shouldn't be real, because everyone knows movie muscles are drawn on with makeup and special effects. Except now I have to reevaluate what I know about movie muscles, and maybe I owe the whole MCU an apology. Apparently those superhero depictions are not a lie. I swallow and slowly look up to an amused pair of eyes. Al, you finished? Michel asks, a hint of a smile on his lips. Despite the heat flooding my face, I narrow my eyes. You're calling me out when you're the one standing here half naked? His faint smile becomes a full grin. I meant, Al, you finished in the bathroom. Oh, my Cookies. See, this is why I keep my mouth shut. What possessed me to say anything? Since when do I do that? Rolling my lips into my mouth, I gather my little piece of dignity and walk past him without a word. Of course, what's left of the tiny shred goes up in smoke when he chuckles and says, "By the way, you're more than free to look. There's only a strict don't touch policy." I just melt into the plushy king bed as the door clicks shut behind him. Why do you insist on embarrassing yourself, Bronwyn? You're a married woman now. Get a grip. Correction. You're a woman that's married. Definitely not a, ugh. Shut up. I quickly sit up. I need to be settled in the least come hitherish way possible before Michelle comes out of the bathroom. Shoving my satchel into the bottom of the closet, I grab the room service menu, tighten the sash on my bathrobe, and jump under the covers, rolling them up under my armpits. Gathering my curls at the top of my head, I twist it down into a knot and open the menu just as the bathroom door opens. I have no idea what he's doing because I'm concentrating on, oh, that's the breakfast menu. I turn the page until I get to dinner, completely focused until something brushes my hand. Did you mean to leave this? Leave what? I nonchalantly look up to see he's holding up the extremely sheer kimono that came with the nightgown set Sam gave me. I nearly throw out my back trying to snatch the barely there piece of fluff from his hands. Of course, my curls choose that moment to spring free from my knot. I take a deep breath and blow a curl out of my face. Thanks, I grit out. Mercifully, Michel doesn't smile as he eyes me from the foot of the bed. Certainly, that isn't an indication you have on less than that under your bathrobe. My eyes snap to his in shock. Do you really just let the first thing that comes to mind pop out of your mouth? He shakes his head with a smirk. Of course not. If I had, I might have led with, well, never mind that. Why would you bring something so... Waving a hand suggestively at my body, he doesn't finish his sentence. Hooray for me. Matchy matchy? I suggest, balling up the kimono as I crawl out of the bed to shove it in my satchel. Not my choice, believe me. Straightening up from the closet, I tighten my bathrobe once more to see he's still watching me. I shrug as I crawl back onto my side of the king mattress. Apparently, my best friend thought she was doing me a favor by replacing a perfectly decent pair of lounge clothes with a wedding gift. My cheeks color as I go on in French. If I had understood that she meant a wedding gift meant for me and you, I would have saved myself the embarrassment and figured out a way to sneak more clothes into my bag. As it is, I pull back the shoulder of the bathrobe to reveal a thin, rosy pink nightgown strap before closing it back. This is all I've got, so I'll be sleeping in my bathrobe. Any other questions? Michel's brows have risen to his hairline, but he doesn't say a word. Instead, he crosses to his own satchel, sitting on the armchair in the corner of the room, and after digging through it, he pulls something out and returns to the bed. Here, you can wear this tonight. He's holding out a white t-shirt with a bashful look on his face. I'm surprised he knows how to feel anything other than certainty and sheer bravado. Okay, that isn't fair. Taking the shirt, I start to thank him when, wait a minute, if you have a t-shirt, why aren't you wearing it? I sleep hot. He shrugs. Believe me, even these pajamas are a large concession to you. My brows rise as he sits on the side of the bed. Leaping up, I take the t-shirt into the bathroom, and since it's white, I pop it on over the short nightgown. It's about the same length, hitting me mid-thigh, so not much help that way, but at least I'll be warmer. This is the last time I wear a bra made of silicone cups without carrying a real bra backup. But that promise is doing little to help me now. Shoving my arms back in the terry cloth bathrobe, I tighten the sash as I leave the bathroom to find Michel flipping through the room service book. When I'm under the blankets, Michel looks past me, out of the balcony windows towards the park, which is lighting up with street lamps as darkness descends. Are you all right with sharing the bedroom with? As I blink at him, he glances at me. Ah, I stall. Well, there's no other bed in here, so I guess it's all right. It's only one night. A brow rises, and turning towards me, he raises a knee and leans on an elbow. Now that he's comfortable, I have no idea what to do with myself, so I settle on gathering my hair high on my head and twisting it tighter than the last time. Listen, he begins, switching to French. This morning, I was trying to explain the concept of marriage to Dorian, and I started off by asking what she thinks it means. Do you know our definition was a couple that love each other, sleep in the same bed, and play together? I tighten the knot down on my head, securing it with a few extra loops. That sounds reasonable to me. He nods, running a hand through his hair. I think so too. She's only 5, Winnie, but she has such a strong grasp of things. I don't want her going to school or to court and having anything different to say where we're concerned, but I want you to be comfortable too. Raising a brow, I sit back, crossing my arms. Are you suggesting we need to sleep in the same bed to appease a 5-year-old? He shakes his head. No. I'd like you to consider letting me sleep in your room. However, I'm all right with getting a fold-up mattress for the floor. What do you think? I roll my head from side to side. Since we're already speaking in French, it's much easier for me to say what I'm thinking. I think I'm okay with you sleeping in my room. If you're comfortable sleeping on the floor, I'm okay with that too. If you prefer to sleep in the bed, well, let's see how tonight goes. I never understood those books where the couple is already married and still pretending sharing a bed is a big deal. But there could be something I'm not thinking of. Like what? I thoughtfully chew on my lip. Well, what if you're a wild sleeper? Or you pass a ton of gas? I might not want you in the bed then. Michel's laughter is from his belly and shakes the bed. I begin laughing as he clutches his stomach. When he finally catches his breath, his eyes are still glistening with unshed tears. I must say, darling, you are quite funny when you're honest. And for the record, I do not pass gas in my sleep, nor am I a wild sleeper. I might be. I grin devilishly, which is met with even more laughter. Is it true? He gasps. I have no idea, I snort. I'm usually asleep, but I could be. So tonight is a trial for both of us. We're still laughing when he suggests ordering room service. He's happy to order, and when he hangs up the phone, he settles back on the bed. I have a question, Bronwyn, he continues in French. If it's too uncomfortable, feel free not to answer. But why is it you seem to communicate more easily in French than in English? Ah, my brows rise. Kicking this marriage off in the deep end, aren't you? He shrugs. I think all of marriage is the deep end. We're just learning to keep afloat together. It's a lovely sentiment, but when his face darkens, I wonder if he's thinking of his ex-wife again. I sigh. I'll make a deal with you. I'll do my best to answer every question honestly, even if it means I have to switch languages, as long as you agree to do the same. Nodding, he holds out a hand, which I shake. Deal. He grins, waiting for my answer, and a shudder goes through me. Why do I feel like I've just made a deal with the devil? Like what you're hearing? Tune in Tuesday and Friday, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, or visit us at everblueauthor.substack.com for even more stories.